Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about something I've been thinking quite a lot about. When it comes to, well, I cannot say just dysfunctional families, but when say a person is, basically what I was thinking about was when people are not able to continue to grow up with the people that they were raised with, around their environment, their town, their whatever, and then not because of a choice of their own, not truly. It could be more of a, some would say, well, they just wanted to, they didn't have to, but it's close. But what I'm saying is closer to a need than a want. The need is because, like, survival. It could be that if they stayed where they did, they had to put up with somebody who was really harmful to them in some way, emotionally, physically, both, whatever it is. So they made the choice to leave, but it wasn't necessarily their own. Okay, what would it be the odds? Like, say, not the odds, but think about somebody who, they have a really dysfunctional family. And staying there means that they're going to have to deal with this dysfunctional family that sees them as the scapegoat, the black sheep, the scapegoat, all of these, and they just constantly, ridicule this person, make life miserable for this person. That could be the thing. They don't have to leave. It's a choice that they make to leave that town, that area, but it's not necessarily, 100% just a choice, just they want to do that. It can be a need, because that kind of environment can cause, be very harmful to a person all around. My goodness, people. You didn't see that. The driving, yeah. Anyway, or, think of somebody who, if they stay where they live at that time, the chances of finding a job or just staying in poverty, being in poverty, staying in poverty, it's very high. So they just, they make the decision, I don't want to live in poverty. It could kill me. Living in such poverty isn't healthy. So they leave. They move to somewhere else. And then once they do, they can't return, or the chances of them returning are slim. See, it's not always 100% a choice when somebody can make a choice. Like, some people want to think such black and white, such, dichotomous kind of thinking that it is or it isn't. You made that choice, it's all your fault. Not necessarily. So, okay, of course, thinking about this, one of the first things I thought about was, I don't even want to mention the program, I'll just say program. Some people really don't have a choice. But the whole thing, and then I started thinking about more and more of the ones that, where people really don't have such a choice. And then they grow up, and they get like my age, 60, and even before they like, say 50s, 40s, they start really missing all these people they grew up, like they went to school with, and they start to wonder what happened to them. They might not have been very close to them in school, but they wonder, how did they have kids? Do they have grandkids? What was their, what did they do for a living? Where did they move? Do they still live there? Who still lives there? This kind of thing. All those questions can't be answered. Like I said, the chance of them going back is slim. Maybe they don't have anybody to go there and, stay in a hotel and, this kind of thing. Now, I may be a little bit homesick myself. It's been 10 years since I've been to my old hometown. Yeah. And I used to go back every once in a while, but that was then. And but yeah, so I probably am a little bit homesick. I don't really know anybody. That's why that comes to my mind. I know a few people, but yeah. Okay, but like I said, so many different reasons why people have to leave their hometown and grow up somewhere else. And my experience, I've lived in a lot of places. My experience is that I personally have not really run across people that I knew from there anywhere else. Really. Well, I didn't run across her here. She found me online and knew where I, knew she lives in the same suburb of Dallas. Okay. I barely knew her, really. She lived in my neighborhood, not exactly, kind of a little bit on another street, a couple streets down or something. And, but never really knew her. But she, it was a Facebook thing. I had Facebook and a bunch of people from, my town were on and all that. And that's how she saw where I lived. And she told me she lives here. But, like I said, I really didn't know her, so. But it's kind of strange, as it is, to actually run across that in that way. And that wasn't even in person. I would not recognize her if I ran across her in person. Seriously. So, okay, I'm not sure how. Okay, pardon it being like this, but basically I pulled into this place, and those of us who do it, everybody who drives, but especially those of us who are driving in and out of parking areas and all, I think anybody, but that should be aware of, should be more cautious of, should be watching for, not exactly watching for, but you know what I'm saying. Or you will when I say it. Whatever's going on where I am, I'm not sure. But when I pulled in here, there was an elderly man. He suddenly started running after a little boy. I mean, like I'm saying 3-4 years old. And behind him was a young girl about the same age, and he was trying to hold on to her and run after the boy. And then where were the other elders? Didn't seem to be, the other people, adults, didn't seem to be paying much attention. And the poor guy, is probably the grandfather, not great-grandfather, trying to track him down. But that's one of those things you really got to pay attention. There's kids everywhere. I don't know what this is. I don't know if that's something. I've never seen it this busy, but it is a Monday. I really haven't paid much attention in this area, but my goodness, is it all for kids? Some kind of a program or something? But I don't know. So, anyway, I just wanted to say that. But I'm going to get busy.